Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Sage of Six Cypers. Finally back. Finally got a new phone to record with. Yeah. Today we will be doing What If Naruto Was, the reincarnation of Rimuru, Part 2, as promised. And then next week it will be What If Tanjiro was the Demon King. And then, just to mix it up, what if Deku was Ano's bodyguard? Maybe. We'll see about that last one. But, before I get into the video, I want to say thank you so much for 1,500 subscribers. That means a lot to me, and also sorry about not posting at all recently, but you still seem to show a lot of support to me, so I thank you, and I think it's great of you all to do that. Without any further ado, I guess let's get right into it. I don't know how to sell my intro, so there might not be one. But if I can find some kind of like TikTok to put on, I'll do that. Okay, so last time what happened was Naruto assumed on the form of Rimuru, took on a female identity, and we're now at the start of the training exams, because why the hell not? So, yeah, let's get into it. So, Naruto. So, the first event of the training exam is a written exam. The written exam takes place basically the same as canon. Sasuke picks up out Rock Lee, or actually the other way around, but still, Sasuke's the one mostly instigating it with his cocky demeanour and attitude. But who cares? So then, we move on to, getting into the actual exam hall, Konoha 9. Konoha 9. The Rookie 9, I mean. The Konoha 12, the Rookie 9, yeah. So the Rookie 9 meet Kabuto, Orochimaru's fuckboy. And then Kabuto does this whole thing. But this time Sasuke asks about Rimuru Tempest. Of course, Kabuto's like, okay, let's see. And the moment he tries to open the card, black flames engulf the card. Now, Sasuke immediately starts looking around as if he's looking for someone. But then realizes when he realizes no one's there, he immediately just kind of calms down and stares emptily at Kabuto like, was that meant to happen? Kabuto says no. And then, the exam starts. Rimuru gives zero shits and just doesn't answer any questions because there's no reason to answer the questions. It's not even important. Especially considering none of them are wanting to go into torture and interrogation or information gathering. Unless it's fucking Sakura, because no one likes her. But besides that, that's besides the point. So then the second part of the exam, is the Forest of Death, or the Scroll Hunt event. So, the Scroll Hunt event, in case anyone is not familiar with it, is an event where the teams who pass the last exam get a scroll, either heaven or earth. You need both scrolls to pass, and you have 5 days. There are 26 teams, because that's how many pass the exam, and there are 13 heaven scrolls, 13 earth scrolls. The most amount can pass is 13, but it's usually a lot less than that, considering no one's nice enough to ever just take one scroll. So, now that I've covered that, yeah, you have 5 days, you're in the Forest of Death, there's deadly animals, killing is allowed, and yeah. So, Rimuru decides that working with the team right now would not be beneficial. So, decides, okay, I'll leave a clone with them, because why the fuck not? It's totally not because I forgot what team the Rimuru's on. No, I would never do anything like that. I'm just, I'm only doing this because... Don't question my actions. I don't know why I'm doing this. So, moving on. Rimuru, after leaving a clone with the team, runs off and gets, I'll say, 2 heaven scrolls and 3 earth scrolls. Bear in mind the team already has 1 heaven, 1 earth scroll, so yeah. Now, Naruto's Rimuru, but I can call him Naruto as well. By the way, when I say it doesn't mean I'm disrespecting pronouns. I'm just saying like as a person. That's how I refer to people. So, I've heard a lot of people tell me that in the real world about how I'm disrespecting pronouns by saying, oh, you tell them that. Like, that's not how it works. Like, if I'm talking about Pokemon, I gotta catch them all. Is that me making it a male gender? No, it's just meaning that I'm catching them all. So no one else can have them. No, I'm kidding. Now, let's get into it. Back to the story, I mean. So, yeah, Rimuru passes that. Rimuru kind of returns after the clone's been dispelled, saves Sasuke, I think it is. Okay, if the team doesn't have Sasuke and Sakura on it, too bad. I'm switching it back to that if it wasn't like that originally. But only because it's a default team and it's easier to remember. So yeah. Also, I've not done this what if in like a month. So, yeah. So, Rimuru returns to the team. Fucking decapitates Orochimaru, because why the fuck not? And then we move on to the next part of the exam, because they head to the tower. They wait the rest of the 5 days of the second team there after the Suna Genin. Yeah. Onto the preliminary rounds, not the third round, because that's going to take place later. So, the preliminary rounds take place as, well, so the first match will be Sasuke versus the same guy it was in canon, but there's no curse mark Sasuke in this timeline. Sakura versus Ino, same fight goes to canon. Neji versus Hinata goes to canon. And yeah. Then Rock Lee versus Gaara goes a bit differently. But this is only because, and I will say, Gaara's distracted by Rimuru because trying to figure something out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, moving on. So, yeah, Gaara is distracted, so he's not as brutal and he doesn't break Lee's legs in this timeline. Next part, Rimuru versus... I know you're all gonna hate this one, but I'll say that, well, as in canon Karin was in the exam, and I'm going to say she passed in this timeline. So, Karin Uzumaki versus Rimuru Tempest. Okay, so immediately the match starts off with, I'll say, Karin, a stronger Karin in this universe, using chakra chains immediately on, well, on Naruto. Well, Naruto or Rimuru, either way. So using the chakra chains on, how the fuck do I keep forgetting names? On Rimuru. So then Rimuru decides to release chakra chains of her own, because while still being Rimuru, doesn't change the fact that they're a bloody Uzumaki. And it's never stated explicitly that only certain people can use the chains. In fact, I'm fairly certain Naruto could unlock them if he wasn't such an idiot and actually figured out how to unlock bloodlines properly. Or, you know, he could have just studied, but beyond that, we'll keep going. So, Karin is a bit surprised seeing this, and it's like, you're an Uzumaki as well. And, you know, the fight kind of progresses from there. I'm terrible at fight scenes, but keep it going. So, after the clash of chakra chains, in which they both can't get the upper hand on another, Rimuru decides to use, well, I'll say, an ice-based power. I won't say what, because it's just basically ice release, but, well, magic. Because, you know, why the hell not? So, Rimuru uses ice to freeze Karin in place before, you know, running at her and putting a sword at her throat, saying to forfeit. Karin forfeits, of course, but only because she values her life. And Rimuru and Karin kind of have this bonding moment. You know, they become friends. And of course, this is the beginning of a wonderful friendship where Sasuke Uchiha fucking dies. Because I fucking hate that guy. He's alright in, like, Boruto and maybe the end of Shippuden, but, like, before any of that, he was just a dick. No one likes a dick. I mean as a person, by the way. Okay, so, let's keep going. So then, the preliminary rounds are over, and they go off for their 1 month of training. Yeah. Training. What the hell do I do for this? So, Rimuru, being a baller, unlocks the final stage of the power that they hold, becoming a godlike entity. After progressing past all of the octagram, which, if you're not familiar with the manga of that demon reincarnated as slime, is the 8 demon lords. Because why the hell not? So yeah, moving on to the next thing. Rimuru indeed is a demon lord in this one, by the way, like, yeah. So, over these training, Kushina decides to teach Rimuru a lot of things. About, well, basically chakra control, how to use the Uzumaki bloodlines, and taught sealing to her, because why the hell not? Sealing is just such an underused concept. Sure, they use it for, what, sealing the Ten Tails, but wait a minute. They don't even seal the fucking Ten Tails, because if you look into it, what do they do to the Ten Tails? Matter fucking absorbs it, not even seals it in them. That's not how sealing works. So, yeah, I'm kind of mad at, well, you know, people for doing that, but let's get back into it. So, yeah. Okay. So, we'll cut over to Sasuke. Sasuke is thinking back to when he saw the Black Flames at the first part of the exam and the tuning exams, and decides that it's time he start to mature his Sharingan. Bear in mind, he's got 3 Tomoe, but he wants to try and get his Monkey Kyo. So, being the absolute fucking idiot he is, and also the fact that I hate Sakura, don't get me wrong, she was great whenever she healed a fish. And, you know, when she didn't defeat Sasori, because that was fucking Chiyo controlling her body. And also, you need to remember that Sasori wanted to fucking die. So, can't even say much beyond that either. So, keep going. So, to keep going, sorry about that. To keep going, yeah, so Sasuke starts to develop a relationship, a bond with Sakura. This will not end well for Sakura, but it won't end well for Sasuke either. So, cutting back to Rimuru, he is currently in the Uzushio Gakure, or the Hidden Whirlpool Village, library, because they visited the ruins, reading through books on sealing and Fuin Jutsu. That is just the art of sealing, but still. So they're reading through Fuin Jutsu and Juin Jutsu, which is cursed sealing. Or, well, not cursed sealing, but cursed marks and all that. And they also read through some Finjutsu, which is forbidden jutsu. Of course. Yeah. So, after all this, they, you know, the month of training is effectively over. Of course, Kushina's been around Minato long enough to know how to teach her fucking Rasengan. But this Rasengan is a lot stronger because it's imbued with the black flames that Rimuru uses. Also, I'll say it's also imbued with gluttony, because the final round of the tuning exam was explicitly stated to allow killing. And Sasuke did fucking stab Gaara. Doesn't matter if he's a fucking Jinchuriki, that'll kill anyone normal. So yeah, moving on. The final exam, or the third stage of the tuning exams. So the first match is Neji versus, drumroll please. Come on. I'm trying to think of people here, but yeah, this time it will be, okay, it'll be Neji versus Shikamaru for the first round. Shikamaru wins because Shikamaru can use a shadow to stop Neji from winning, from even moving, getting close enough to use the Gentle Fist technique, and then forcing him with shadow manipulation jutsu to forfeit, which will make the match a hell of a ton easier than the fight with Tamari. Because, well, Tamari is a long-ranged wind user, whereas Neji is a short-ranged taijutsu user. Next match will be Tamari versus, let me think. Tamari versus Kankuro. Kankuro loses, because Tamari is superior. Tamari supremacy. Then, moving on, the next match will be Sasuke Uchiha versus versus Sasuke against Kiba Inazuka. I had to think of who passed. Yeah, so Kiba passes in this timeline. Kiba gets folded because he is a horny dog, motherfucking looking bitch. He's probably the only character I hate more than Sasuke, other than Sakura. Moving on, we get to the final match, which is Rimuru, Uzumaki Tempest versus Gara no Subaku, or Subaku no Gara, whatever you want to put your vote. So yeah, Sand versus an omnipotent godlike being. So yeah, let's see how this goes. So Gara tries to crush Naru. Naru turns to slime and moves into and out of it. They basically assume it's a water looking one because they think it's just chakra manipulated water. So yeah, they think that now Rimuru has a really high water affinity. So moving on, basically the fight ensues. Naru uses this, the slime, but turns it into gluttony, or predator. I'll say a mixture of predator and gluttony, and that clashes with a arm. That turns into like an arm of slime with gluttony infused, so whatever it touches will be absorbed. So that'll clash with an arm of sand from Gara, and the sand will slowly get eaten away. Then Naru will release her chakra chains to suppress Gara's Biju power, and at the end of it, Gara loses. And he accepts his defeat because he's like, oh yeah, I lost to another Jinchuriki. No, not Jinchuriki. I don't even remember Naruto is a Jinchuriki in this universe. Maybe. He thinks that Naruto's a Jinchuriki, so yeah. So he's like, oh, I lost to another Jinchuriki, yada yada yada, move, and then next part. So that is about all I'm going to do for today. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a comment for any other what if posts you want to see next. Sorry for being away for so long. Love you all. Have a great day, and well, just enjoy yourself.